For too long.
Too long.
The world's been waiting for too long. Hey, guys, we're back. Thank you for tuning in to Salty Locks. We're back, guys. And you know what? I want to tell you something real quick, right off the rip. Go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, please push the subscribe button right now. I know I promised you guys I wouldn't ask you to subscribe, but I'm feeling some type of way today. So please subscribing. It'll be fine because now I do a sporadic schedule, if you haven't noticed. Schedule sporadic. Like, I'll just randomly put a podcast up. So if you're the type of person that's like keeps checking, because a lot of people go like, hey, man, I've been looking for the podcast. Like, when's it up? If you subscribe now and you click the bell button, that's how you know. Stop, dude. You're making it sound like it's a fraud.
I know.
If they click the bell button, they're going to know when the podcast is up. I'm just looking out for you. What happened this episode? We got JR back. JR's back. He wasn't gone. But every time I don't see him, it feels good. So that's always nice. And he's back here now. I wonder what people think of our relationship, because I like the dynamic of where we talk shit to each other, because it's what comedians do, and it's kind of fun to do. But I wonder if some other people think like, man, do they really hate each other? And the truth is no. The truth is no, we don't hate each other. But there are times where we could not see each other, and that would be fine. And that's how relationships mostly work. You know, like, I don't know if you have a family like that, but with my family, like, I look forward to seeing my brother, but when I see him, I've seen him enough. That threshold is about 1 hour. It's like 1 hour max, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's as long as I could be around my family without shit going crazy. And it's taken many years to get to that point where we can just do an hour straight clean. But if any of us stay a little longer, and I almost got it to the end, we were having lunch or whatever, and at the very end, something happened, and I made a joke that maybe got misinterpreted, and then it was about to be on, and I go, I gotta go, we gotta get out of here. So we took off. That was it. What's up, dog?
It's funny because I relate to that shit, but I also wonder how many people don't relate to that.
I like to think that all families are dysfunctional. One, it makes me get through the night easier. But I like to think that a lot of people have fucked up things. Like, as much as you think everybody is a perfect family, there's all sorts of other little shits going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. So don't always feel bad about your family, because I used to feel like that. I was like, oh, man, my family sucks. And I'd go to my friends' houses, and I would really look forward to, like, spending time with their families and shit, because I was like, oh, they're perfect. And then you hang out a little too long, and you go, man, Gary's kind of an alcoholic. You know, the dad's an alcoholic, the mom's doing weird shit, so everybody's got problems, and it manifests in different ways in different, like, socioeconomic levels. You know, like, if you're in a lower income environment, those problems are different than, you know, up at the top when it's like the wife's fucking the tennis coach. You know what I mean? Like, then there's those, like, the royalty problems, you know, like. And somebody told me this, which I didn't know, that because I always wondered why Prince William and Prince Harry look so different. And then I guess there's a lot of controversy about if those were both Prince Charles's kids with Princess Diana, you know, Harry and William. And I guess this is old news, but, you know, leave it up to Salty Locks podcast to give you the hot breaking shit. So apparently, you know, I said the tennis coach thing, apparently, and I looked this up. This is a picture of Princess Diana's tennis coach. And this is Harry. So, like I said, every family has got dysfunction. But yeah, look, I think they do kind of look similar. He looks maybe more like the tennis coach than Prince Charles. That goes to show you, man. Even in the royalty, there is problems. You have a problem in your family, so does the royalty. I've watched some dope documentaries on, one was on Hulu. It was called The Donut King. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I'm telling you, bro, this documentary, if you're an immigrant to this country, it'll hit you a type of way. It will, definitely. Dude, I started to tear up when they started to talk about their family dynamic, and then how they were assimilating with the culture, and how people at first would make fun of them, and then they worked so hard to make their way to get to be where they're at. And I'm not going to ruin the whole story, but there is like a little sad turn. And if you know anything about me or anything about my comedy act or whatever, I talk a lot about the shit that happened in this documentary. So they deal with the similar problems, you know? And I was like, holy shit. And the dad deals with similar stuff that my dad dealt with. So I started to be like, I was like getting teary-eyed, dude, watching this fucking donut documentary. And I'm just like, I'm like, I'm getting a little choked up. And I don't think Sarah felt the same way, but it really, it hit me, dude, because they went to Tustin. That's like right where, and then there was a donut shop, and I talked about it on the podcast. I'm sure I talked about it, that was Cambodian owned. Now I'm realizing it was Cambodian owned. And at that time, it was like every donut shop was owned by a Cambodian that had something to do with this dude, Ted. And you see in this documentary, it shows you that he came here, he broke off from Winchell, started his own thing, and then sponsored all these other Cambodian families to start and create their own donut shops. But what blew me away is how fast this dude did it. He came here under the sponsorship of this Christian church. They literally took him in and housed them at the church. And then they would give him like the bare necessities. And the dad, this dude Ted, became like the janitor. And then he's like, hey, I can't raise my family on this amount of money. I need to get another job. So he gets another job as like a gas station attendant. Then he gets another job doing something else. And then eventually he saves up enough money to go to this Winchell's donut program. And Winchell's Donut at the time would train you to run a donut shop. And then they'd give you the keys if you gave him enough money. I forget how much the money was, but he saved up enough money to get his own Winchell's Donut. And I was like, oh, this had to be like, it must have taken him 10 years. It was like 4 months. The guy did it in 4 months. And that's like the immigrant hustler mentality. He came from nothing. The guy had nothing. He was super poor. And it's a great little love story in there too, about how him and his wife met in Cambodia. And it dude, all the little elements were kind of how my parents met. It's like the different classes. Like his wife was a little bit of a higher class than him. It was kind of like my mom and my dad. Dude, it was fucking crazy. And I'm like watching this, holy shit. And they're Cambodian and we're Iranian, but it was hitting so hard. I was like, every part of it. And then they were in like my fucking neighborhoods, you know? I was like, oh my God, Tustin or Orange. And I'm like, dude, I tried to go back and find the donut shop that we would go to. My mom would take us to this donut shop, and I talked about it on a podcast where I didn't snitch. One time this kid from our neighborhood came in and stole some donuts and cigarettes, and I didn't snitch. And I'm realizing that donut shop was probably, you know, had something to do with the homie Ted that they did this documentary about, that became so wildly successful. And like I said, I'm not going to ruin the whole thing, but you got to watch it, dude. It's pretty cool. If you grew up in California and you're an immigrant, watch the shit. You're going to love it. If you're not, fast forward. I hope you did. I'm starting to sweat.
It's so funny.
What?
No, it's so funny because you're passionate about it, but I could see like Sarah right next to you watching.
Oh,
like,
dude.
Hey, what do we change it?
Yeah, we didn't make it. I'm sitting there crying over donuts. She's like, what's so sad? You've never had a glazed donut? I'm like, no, it's hitting home. You know, it's fucking hitting home. That's why.
That's just the dichotomy of
that. Well, yeah, because we have different things. Dude, we got in a fight, Sarah and I, speaking of which. Sarah is my girlfriend, if you don't know. She's from Australia. Hate the way she talks, by the way. Not all, but the way she says no. You know, no, you. How Australians say no is the fucking stupidest shit. No, you. And I told her, I was joking about the other day. I was like, did you know the didgeridoo wasn't even an instrument originally? It was just some Australian chick going, that's all it was. So anyways, yeah, we don't think the same a lot of the time, you know, like Sarah and I, we kind of, because of our upbringings, we see things differently. Like she tends to see the best in people. I tend to see the worst in people. That's why this motherfucker JR, I can't let him get away with anything. Because at the end of the day, he's here to screw me. You saw the videos he pushed up, dude. How to cancel Amir. He does all these videos. Anyway, we don't see eye to eye. This is another example. So we were in San Diego. I did a few shows in San Diego this last week. And we got a hotel because it was 2 nights of shows. And there's this fucking guy, you know, San Diego, a bunch of, you know, beach guys and shit. This guy has all these tattoos. And he had a tattoo just random, like his body was a sketch pad, you know? And he was like, yeah, that looks good. Like he just thought of something and like, put it on my arm. For example, one of his tattoos was a fucking avocado. Just a random half of an avocado on his ankle. So I thought it would be funny to go up to him. And Sarah got mad at me for this. I walk up to him and I go, hey, man. I go, hey, man. I point at the avocado and I go, hey, was that one $2 extra? She got mad. She got mad at me. I thought it was hilarious. He was like, "No, no, you, no, don't do that, no." But then she told me also her perception of people with tattoos. I grew up in California. Everybody's got fucking tattoos, right? She grew up in Australia, and her mom always told her like tattoos are bad people. You know, they're bad people. You know, and that's what tattoos used to be. They were like, gangs and all that shit. But now it's like every fucking kid has a tattoo. But long story short, we're different. Talking about watching stuff on Netflix and Hulu and whatnot. And I don't even know what subscriptions I have anymore, dude. I do a lot of subscription-based stuff where it goes free trial. I do every free trial and never remember that I have to cancel this shit. You know, I go, hey, if it's a free trial, I'm paying. And we all know we're all paying. We're all going to pay. At least 1 month. Yeah, at least 1 month. You go, oh, fuck, what is this charge? At least 1 month they're getting it, right? But I don't know. There's subscriptions I have. I don't even know, man. And then they just come up every month. And Apple's tricky because it'll be like, it's from Apple. So you're like, oh, man, it's something I needed. But then you don't know. It's like some fucking subscription to some poster making app that you signed up for 6 years ago. This is a real example I'm using here. That's why I knew the app. It was a poster making app. And they've been charging me for easily 3 years. And I needed, like, one poster I made once cost me $380, probably. I could have had fucking George Lucas design it. But no, I had to get the app, and then the app was like automatic renewal. So now here we are 3 years later, whatever, however many years later, and I've still been paying for the app. I haven't used it. I made one flyer on my own.
It's so fucking true.
You know what I mean? They get you. So anyways, these fucking apps and shit, I have Hulu Plus, Hulu Go, HBO Go, plus Hulu, and Disney Plus. What Disney Plus? Hulu, HBO, Netflix, Amazon. Guess what? It's turning into fucking cable. Remember you had all the channels. Like, hey, just put them all together and I'll buy that one. If you add up all the services, you're probably paying more than you were for your actual cable when we used to all have cable. Remember you had that stupid box and some people still have it. You know? But whatever, you're probably paying way more now because these cable companies are dying to keep you. We did a podcast about that. They're like, oh, just give me $5, man. Just please keep your service on, man. Just keep the equipment. DirecTV I have fucking 2 satellites sitting on my roof right now. They just said, keep it. There's like fucking NASA satellites on my roof. Because they're like, keep it, man. Just in case you come back. Like every channel now has its own app. So why don't you guys put them all together and sell it as a bundle? Oh, it's cable. So dumb, dude. Now I got to pay 20 different ones. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear that sound, you know what time it is. It is time for Headlines with Punchlines. JR, hit me, bro.
Britney Spears, should she tour again?
What a headline, you know? Like, who are you asking? The reader? Now, so if that's a headline and I'm reading this, I go, Britney Spears, should she tour again? I don't care. Why do I care? Ask her. Why are you asking the reader? And now I'm in my head, I go, no, she shouldn't tour anymore. And now I read your fucking opinion? Guy that wrote the ad? No, my opinion is my opinion. Has nothing to do with if she should tour or not. You tell me. I'm reading the article.
Los Angeles man, 82, drowns in a canoe.
First of all, that dude had no business being in a canoe. If you're 82, bro, I am almost 40. I flipped a canoe. I fished and flipped a motherfucking canoe, dude. A 82-year-old, that means another lifetime of me. And I'm going to try to get in a canoe. There is foul play involved. This man, 82, did not get in that canoe on his own, dude. Somebody killed his ass, put him in the canoe, and some shit happened. All right? That's what I'm telling you right now. Did he die?
That's the headline. We have to read the article.
I mean, if you're 82, that might as well be natural causes. You know, they say this dude died of natural causes, bro. Motherfucker jumped in a canoe. And you know what? In the Amazon, that's natural causes. You know, you might be up in a canoe at 82 trying to catch a monkey or some shit. Natural causes. Headlines with Punchlines.
Masks. Why I believe waiters and cooks should always wear them.
Is this your own headline? Oh, no. This is one you're reading. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that we're way. That's one thing that came out of the pandemic that's positive is that loose talking waiter having a mask over his fucking mouth. I recommend the specials. Special, I recommend this. Spitting on your pasta while he's handing it to you. This one's good. This one's really on my personal favorite. Spitting on your food and stuff. I think all service industries should wear masks, and they can take it off only when they're going to spit in your food. You know, I mean, dude, I don't know if they prefer that. Like, I've seen some of the clear masks, and that even seems like a good precaution because, dude, I don't know if there's anything that grosses me out more than when you're having lunch with somebody and they talk and you see that little bit of spit fly and then you follow that motherfucker and it lands in your salad and you go, oh, it just ruined the whole thing. I don't know where it landed. But if by some miracle you happen to follow the thing all the way to the actual leaf it landed so you can take that one leaf and put it somewhere else and God bless you, then you can eat the rest of the salad. But if I miss like the line of sight and I'm like, I know it went somewhere in the vicinity of my salad. The salad's over. You can't eat the rest of the salad. There's no way. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to eat the rest of the salad. So, yeah, I think these mask things are a good idea, dude. The mask ones, because I don't think that the waiter should be walking around all muffled up and stuff. You know, it's so hard. And what's really stupid is this is a thing that I think is so dumb. Is like, you know, you go to like Starbucks, for example. They got the plexiglass up and the guy's wearing a fucking mask. You're wearing a mask. And you're over there. You're trying to order. They can't hear you because they can't see your lips. A lot of times we're reading lips. We don't realize that you're actually reading the lips when people are talking. That's why when you put a mask on and say everyone's going, what? What? Everyone's fucking lost now. Because they're, what? And I'm going, what? I'm ordering at the Starbucks. The guy's like, I can't. And then by the end of it, I'm fucking leaning across from the thing. Hey, and I can't. I still can't hear me, so I have to pull my mask out. Get us the fucking oat milk. You have oatmeal. By the end, I'm spitting into the guy's mouth. Around the plexiglass. You know, that's the move. I don't know if you watch it, but if you go to any store and they have plexiglass, people are constantly reaching around the plexiglass, leaning their stupid heads in, and then talking to the fucking cashier. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost worse. So what I do agree with is the ones that come down like it's like a shield almost. Yeah. You know, and it doesn't hit right up to your face to muffle you. It's just like the shield. And you can still see clearly their lips. So they can't go, fuck you. Under you know, they can't go, fuck you.
All right, you're going to love this one.
Hit me, bro.
All right.
If I'm going to love it, let me see what JR thinks I'm going to love.
You know, it's a little different what I think you're going to love, but I'm going to love that you're going to love it.
Go ahead.
Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thomas.
Oh, you don't know me. Oh, you don't know me. What? Dude. Nope. No. What is the fucking headline, dude? Khloe Kardashian and what?
Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thomas break up again.
I don't even know who Tristan Thomas is. Call me old, bro. I don't give a... I don't know who the fuck Tristan Thomas is. Khloe Kardashian. I don't care. I don't think my listeners care, to be honest with you.
But that's why, to me, that's why I thought you were going to love it.
All right. So, JR. Okay, go ahead. I guess now I'm just going to do the headlines because JR no longer works here. Okay, here's one. British family reunited with dog after more than 11 years. Guess what? That's not your dog. That's not even your dog. How long does a dog live? Okay, a dog lives how long? If it's a bigger dog, some bigger dogs only live like 7-8 years, man. Like a Great Dane doesn't get that much life out of it. So fucking 11 years. That's not your dog anymore. It had a whole life. The fuck are you talking about? Reunited, dude. That thing would not even remember you.
Michigan man's $500,000 lottery ticket nearly ended up in the trash.
Well, it didn't. What the fuck was that story? You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, I almost got in a car accident today. Well, that's not a news, dude. Who wrote the headline? Winner's fucking lotto ticket. And how much was the winning?
500,000.
There's people that have actually lost like 28 million in the laundry machine or some shit. There's some lady, I don't know which one it was. It was like some lady lost like $58 million or some crazy amount of money because she like washed the fucking laundry ticket and it got destroyed in the laundry. That's a newsworthy story. Not some fucking guy who almost lost it but did collect it. Where are they getting the story? Like the guy says it, oh man, I almost threw it out. And some guy's like, hold that. Tell me that again. I'm going to print this story. You almost threw the ticket away, you say? Put it on the front page. Crumple up the ticket so it looks like he almost threw it away.
Okay, how about this one?
Go ahead.
Overdue book headed back to California Library after 70 years.
Whoa, this is worse than the dog one. After 70 years, that fucking book is probably so... You probably have to cancel the book based on what's written in there. You know what I mean? Like the shit that the author wrote in there probably doesn't even fly by today's standards. 70 years! What the fuck book was that? When was it written?
1950.
Oh, get out of town, dude. By some fucking madmen. You know, like calling women toots in there. Sugar titses. A bunch of sugar tits written in that text. Yeah, that book is good as gone, man. Keep it. There's still libraries, is what the fucking headline should say. There is still libraries! Exclamation point. That's what the fucking. That's what the goddamn thing should be called. You have your fucking laptop and Google and everything at the tip of your fingers, and you want to go to a thing to rent a 70-year-old book. Whatever's in that book, I can get from here. If it's an informational book, I can get it within seconds at the tip of my fingers. I thought we all were under the same understanding that libraries are now for vagrants to use the internet. There's no other purpose for a library. Okay, it's for people that are in between homes to have some internet, dude.
It's true.
That's all it is.
And a bathroom.
And a bathroom, possibly.
I'll give you one more that you won't care about.
Go ahead.
Lost class ring found in Wisconsin's campus after 45 years.
Yeah, people that cared about their class ring, I think this is a different mentality, okay? I think maybe I grew up in Southern California. We didn't grow up giving a shit about class rings. So maybe wherever in Wisconsin they care, like, oh, it's my class ring. I gotta get my class ring. I was like, no, man, I'm gonna go chase some ass. You know, like, let's not worry about the class ring. That class ring's not gonna do anything for you. What, you graduated high school? Okay, like what kind of accomplishment really is that? You were babysat and it was ordered by the fucking state that you go to school. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Okay. You go to high school, and they go, hey, man, get this ring to remember you went to high school. Do you get it?
No.
So I feel like the people that did get the class ring, that was like the peak of their, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to get a class ring, I think that's the peak of your, what you think you're, then like right after you graduate, you like you get a wife and you have kids, and then you're like, look at my class ring. Because other than that, I think other people are just out there hustling to get a real ring, motherfucker. What are you doing with a class ring, bro? It says, it's not, look, dude, class of 78. People that brag about their class rings, like, what are you doing? You and a bunch of other idiots graduated at the same time? Who gives a shit? That's 78, dude. That was a good year. That was a good year. You fucking have a GED. Fucking guy. Was it a high school ring?
It's a high school ring.
Dude, get out of fucking town, Wisconsin. We have different things. I come from California. We're over chasing ass. You don't want to fucking care about a dumb ring? Oh, look at my ring. Cool, dude. What?
How would you feel if, like, you met someone who still wears their class ring?
Oh,
like
dude, I'd be like, take that off before you get in my car. Maybe that's why the guy lost it. He was getting in the car, and the guy goes, whoa, hold on. Is that a fucking class ring? You're 38. Take it off. Dude, if you wear your class ring after the first year after you graduated, what is wrong with you, man? And there's probably some people listening, like with a little tear coming out of their eyes, looking down at their class ring. Take that thing off. This is no bullshit, though. I didn't have a class ring. I probably wanted one. I just couldn't afford it.
I think I was the same way.
Yeah, right. We were like, yeah. And then like, who the fuck was going to get you that?
You make up a story why he's not
Yeah,
cool.
then you're like, oh, those are dumb anyway. have been cool to have, just to have. After all that, if you got one, hey man, fucking, I wish I had one too.
Nebraska man makes 60 naked skydiving jumps in 24 hours. That's the world record.
Somewhere there's a fucking guy sitting outside of his house and going, again! Again! That's enough! 60 naked? What are you doing, dude? After the 30th one, you have to do another 30. And his dong and cock and balls are just flapping in the wind, dude. 30 times? That's got to ruin your reproductive shit, right?
And you get it all dried up, I would think.
Dried up? How wet is your cock? What are you talking about, dried up?
I'm just thinking, like, I've skydived before, so, like, the wind goes... So, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, with your junk flapping around, like, at least if you have, like, underwear and stuff on, it's keeping everything together.
So it's just...
Yeah, just going... Oof. And then to do it 60 times, there's something wrong. Was you breaking a record of some sort?
Yeah, he broke a record.
So the last one was 59, or do you think the last one was like 15? And the guy's like, I'm going to really break it.
He wants to keep the record, maybe. Let's see. He's performed 100 jumps in the nude, but not...
Can you imagine the fucking guy that has to keep taking him up? You know, he's like, oh, fucking Carl. Carl has to be naked again. Do you know what's crazier than that? Is that he does the tandem ones and he still insists on being... What if he was like the guy that gave you he had to go with you? Because when you jumped, you went tandem, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You went tandem?
I did. Of course, you have to.
What if this guy was the guy that did it for you? He was like, nah, man, I just got to do it naked. It's just the thing I do. Sure, it's a little discounted. But, yeah, I'm going to be naked, and I'm going to be strapped to your back. It kind of keeps my junk together and prevents it from drying out.
You want me to tell you why he did it?
Go ahead. Tell me why he did it.
His attempt was to raise money for the Movember Foundation, a charity dedicated to mental health.
Okay, dude. Here we go. Here's the thing, dude. A lot of people do bullshit with the veil of, hey, I'm doing this for a good cause. I did it for the charity of fucking the blind. No, you didn't. You did it because you like jumping out of a plane naked, man. What did he say?
For mental health and suicide prevention.
Somebody needs to check his mental health. If you jump out of a fucking plane 60 times naked, you have mental problems. And he's jumping for the mental health fucking relief fund. Oh, that's great. That's good. How about just doing a walk? How about just fucking doing like a marathon, dude? Like everybody else. You know, jump out in the nude, fucking ruin everybody's day. What is that? What the fuck is this? Is that his cock? You know, and people were just looking up going, what the fuck, kids? Mom! What's that, man? Horrifying. Fucking little children, dude, seeing like a little flappy dick in the... And not only once, it goes, he's coming again. And the guy's probably landing in the back of a preschool or something. Horrifying these kids.
Oh,
where is he landing, the guy?
In Weeping Water, Nebraska.
And you know what? It was regular water, then it became weeping water when he jumped in with his naked ding. Got it. Zing. Guys, we're about to do a new segment. It's called This Day in History. JR, take it away.
Okay. In 1978, the United States Constitution was ratified. The Revolutionary War Articles of Confederate. This is boring.
This day in history. This day in history today, JR is fired. All right, we're going to do a new section. It's called baked beans, you know? And everybody, you get it, I get it. You get your beans baked every now and then, right? Like you get your cherries roasted. You get your, your carrot cooked. You get your broccoli braised, whatever you want to call it. It's when you get a little heated, you know, when something jams you up, when something like rubs you the wrong way, when something, well, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
You know, when something really sears your steak or grinding my gears. You know, grinding my gears, that's another one. You get the point. Guys, you get the point, all right? So this is the new section called We'll Bake My Beans this week. And you know what bake my fucking beans this week? So, like I said, I go to San Diego. Or if I didn't say because I cut it out, I went to San Diego. And Sarah and I, we get a hotel room because I'm like, oh, we're going to go down there for a couple nights to do some comedy shows. Some really good shows with my buddy Josh Nelson. San Diego comic who's been running shows for like 10, 12 years. So it's good to go down and see him and also make a vacation out of it. So I go down there. It's like a Wednesday and a Thursday. I go to the hotel. We're staying at the Dana on Mission Bay. The Dana on Mission Bay was the hotel. Okay, we get there. We check in. Josh got me the rooms. I go in there. It's fucking set up like for kids. There's 2 beds. It's right next to SeaWorld, you know? So they got like these hotels. It's in San Diego. It's like for kids mainly. What the fuck is this shit? You know, it's me and my girl. We want to have one big bed, not 2. And we're tall people, you know? I got two big beds. And we bring Doogie down, you know? So we got Doogie too. Go in there, and I'm a guy, dude. When I get the hotel, it better be a good room. You know, or else I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to check in again. And I'm going to act like we didn't do the check-in process already, because I'm going to go, you know what? I went up to the room, and, you know, this is my fucking ADD. This is something my brother probably has done a billion times, but I know I do it. You know, if something's wrong, I'm staring at a wall. I'll have a fucking complaint, you know, like, so the bathroom, is this the handicap accessible one? Why is the sink so low? You know, like little shit like that. Like, hey, the fridge, it's noisy. Can I get a different room? I find little problems, you know. So anyways, we go to this one, and I go, why is there 2 beds, man? There's, you know, we're going to sleep in one bed. I don't need 2 beds. I don't need to look at another bed when I wake up. That's empty. So I go down there, and I go, hey, man, you guys got another room? And the lady, she goes, yeah, well, let me see what I got. Well, yeah, the only ones I have that have 1 king are handicap accessible. I go, okay. Could I check out the room before I, you know, we commit to it? Because we got all our bags already unloaded in the other room, and Doogie's up in the other room. She's like, yeah, sure. I'll meet you down at the other room. So we go to the other room. This room looks like people do heroin in it. You know, the other one was like, you brought the family to vacation to SeaWorld and everyone gets their own bed. This one was like, oh, you divorced your wife and you'd like to partake in some heroin. So now we're in that room, and I'm like, oh, no windows, and this one is a handicap accessible, so it's like it's all bathroom. The room is all bathroom, and I'm like, oh, this could be cool. And then it smells like fucking mildew. It smells like somebody, you know, let's say you left your towel on the floor when it was soaking wet, okay, and then you picked it up after a week, and you go, what the that smell in the whole room. And I'm like, oh, there's no windows to open the window to air it out, and it's on the floor facing the parking lot. So you open your door, a Ford Bronco could drive right into your face. So we decide, okay, maybe we can put up with it. You know, we'll do it. It's a couple nights. Who cares? We'll do this. And maybe you get used to the smell. You know, you go into a room sometimes where it smells like shit, and then after a while, you're living in filth. And you don't smell it anymore. Like when you go to someone's house and you go, what? How do you live in this house? It smells like smoke. And what are you talking about? And their fucking walls are yellow. They don't smell it anymore. So I'm like, oh, we'll get used to it, whatever. So we try to make the best of it and say, oh, we'll stay in this king room. You know, now we got all of our shit down in that room to meet this lady, and she's made us the new keys. But then we sit there for a second, and the smell is just too much, dude. I'm like, fuck, dude, what the fuck? So I ran out before the lady goes back all the way. She's on the golf cart, and I asked her, hey, are you sure there's, like, not another king bed in the whole fucking, you know, it's a Wednesday. It's not like we're, you know, prime time, big weekend, anything happened. It's a Wednesday night. You got a huge resort, you know? And she's like, no, I know that's the only one we have. That's it. And a lot of times these people just tell you that shit just because they don't want to do any work. And also it's easier, you know? They're just like, oh, no, put them in that one. That's fine. And it's already paid for. Oh, these fucking hotel people love when you pay third party. They love, if you don't book directly through the hotel, they have free reign to tell you, well, get back to and you booked the Expedia, so it's Expedia. So you got to take that up with Expedia. That's from Expedia, so you got Expedia. You know what I mean? Now they have, it's not their problem anymore, because you booked through fucking Expedia, you idiot. Why don't you book through the Dana on Mission Bay, the website yourself? Because I didn't book it, fucking Josh Nelson did. So Josh Nelson booked it and fucked up and put 2 beds, so now I'm stuck with 2 beds, and the only other room they're going to give me is the fucking one that's a handicap accessible, that it has the fucking sinks are down by my ankles. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, oh, okay, so that's the only one you're going to give me? No, it's not. That's not the only one that's available. That's the only one you're going to give me because I fucked up and I booked through Expedia. That's why you're going to fucking give me that room. And she goes, you know, no. And I'm like, hey, is there an upgrade? I'll pay for the upgrade. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's very much worth. Like if you paid like $50 extra a night or $20 extra a night, you might get like a dope room that is very much worth it. If you're going to be there a couple nights and you want to make it like a better experience. And let me tell you, I asked her, I go, hey, what's up with the upgrade? And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry, but these are the only ones I have. That's it. And I go, are you sure? Yeah, yep, 100%. And she's not even on a computer. She's on her fucking golf cart. She came to meet me on a golf cart. She drove there in a golf cart to meet us at the room. And now she's driving back on a golf cart. There's no computer there. She didn't check. And she goes, no, that's the only one. And I go, oh, okay. Oh, sure. Oh, I guess we're going to have to do that one. Passive aggressive. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Fine. It's fine. And I go back to the room. So we're sitting there. Sarah and I are sitting in a room going, fuck, this place smells like shit. It smells like shit. So then we decide, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to go back to the other room. This is a day in the life of me. So we're going to go back to the other room. At least it doesn't smell like shit. There's 2 beds. We'll live with it. We'll just sleep on one bed. We'll be like little kids. Let's jump from bed to bed. Let's make a fun time of it. And that one was on the 2nd floor. It had a little view so you can leave the windows open. The other one, it looked like we were waiting for a heroin delivery. So we go back to the other place. We're up there, and I have to call to get them to give us, because they made new keys for the other room. So now I got to call and be like, hey, you know what? We actually decided to stay here. But I call and the lady is not answering. So I go there. I have to walk to the front desk. I go to the front desk and it's not her anymore. It's not the one that originally helped me. She's on her break now, apparently. And it's another girl. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? We decided to stay in the first room we got. The other one smells like shit. Smells like mildew. Yeah, I don't think we can do it. We'll just go back to the other one with the 2 beds. It's fine. It's like, okay, cool. And then right before I leave, and I always do this, and I know it's fucked up, but I always do it because one person's lying. Just in case, I always go, and guess what? I go, hey, you know what? And I know people that work in the service industry probably hate, I know for a fact they hate people like me. Because, when someone tells you something and then you go, no, let me ask the other, I always do that.
Yeah.
I'll always ask another person. Because a lot of times, you go to, the airlines, for example, you go, hey, is there any upgrades? And they go, no, there isn't. They just, look at you and they go, look at this fucking homeless guy to me. But then if I go over to another one, I go, hey, look, and if I can show them my stupid status card, and I go, hey, is there any chance we can get a fucking thing? They go, oh, yeah, we got one to upgrade. And then you go, hey, you do? And you look at the other fucking employee and you go, you do? Oh, that's crazy. They had an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick. So I did this in this situation. I asked the other employee that I see there. I go, here's my opportunity to really see if they have any upgrades available. So the girl, I go, hey, you know what? They put us in the first room. It had 2 beds. This guy booked it and he fucked up. And then they put us in the other one that was available. It smelled like mildew. It's on the ground floor. It's like, it's our anniversary. I added.
You son of a bitch.
You gotta add. I'm a horrible person, dude. You gotta add. Shit. I go, it's our anniversary. I don't know. We're over here. I'm trying to have us a good time. Is there any upgrades? I guess that's there if there's an upgrade. And she goes, well, let me check. Oh, already she's saying, let me check. The other one didn't even fucking check. And I'm sitting there waiting. And then she goes, well, I do have, I have something over on our other wing. And I'm like, oh, perfect. Anything but the fucking heroin den that smells like shit. She goes, it's $50 extra. I go, whatever. I could do that. All right. $50 extra to have a totally different experience. And this is what I'm telling you guys. Sometimes the upgrade's worth it, dude, even if it's $50 or whatever. If it gets up to $100, $200, you're like, fuck it, I could just book a different room altogether. So I said, let's go. Let's fucking do it. $50, fine. It's going to be, got to be way better. Then I asked her, I go, hey, are these rooms a lot better? And she goes, oh, yeah. And right there, I go, oh, so you did have an upgrade. And I didn't want to bring it to the other chick's doorstep because she wasn't even there. So I was just hoping to God that while I was doing this interaction with this, the other lady doesn't come in. Because the other lady comes in, she'll blow up the whole spot and be like, no, I told him no. That's not no upgrade. You know what I'm saying? And this other lady was being really nice to me because it's my fucking anniversary. So I go back, I get Sarah and Doogie. We have to drive to a whole different area of the resort. It has a totally different vibe. It's like we're not even staying in the same place. And we go up, dude, this already looks way nicer. You can see the water on the other side. Now this has got a view of the water, dude. And I'm like, we open the door. It's night and day. It's night and fucking day, dude. It's like you're staying in a totally different place. It's like we were in Hawaii. I have a picture. I should put a picture right here. Like, look at this comparison. I wish I would have taken a picture of the crack den, but I didn't. Anyway, look at this thing. It's amazing. Dude, there's palm trees. You open the door. There's a patio. There's a patio in this one. $50 more, dude. A patio, it's got a living room, okay? You got the bed that's facing the water. You open up, there's nobody there other than the boats in the harbor, and you're looking at the water. It was beautiful, dude. So anyway, the moral of the story is ask. And then ask again. If they say no, always ask again. But ask a different person. Because, dude, a lot of people just don't give a shit. They don't care, dude. They're just waiting to clock out. You know, they don't give a fuck about us and like whatever our experience is. And don't book through the fucking Expedia. Because, dude, you can go straight to the source and then you got a little bit of more room to play. Because, like, if you book through the website at their actual website, then you can be like, hey, man, I booked through you guys. And now it's more on them. But at the moment you book through like Priceline or Expedia, they're done, dude. Because they're out. They give their shittiest rooms to those people, I feel like.
They do.
Right? They give their shittiest rooms to those websites, and you thought you saved $10, but you know, if you go look at their site, it's the exact same rate. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. That's the end of the show. I know normally I just cut out to the end music, but this time I wanted to remind you guys, if you're still here with me, the tour's coming up. I'll have the dates up on my website. Also, subscribe and click the bell button. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but I hear everybody else do it, so you got to do it. But subscribe and like the page or whatever. Share it if you like it, and send it to other people. I want more and more people to come out and to watch the shows. That's the ultimate goal with this thing, is to do the podcast. And if you like the bullshit that I'm talking, then you might want to come see me live. So share this with people that you think will enjoy it. I'd appreciate that. And I hope to see you guys at a live show soon. Amir K. Guaranteed Laugh Tour is coming to you very soon.